Good evening on this beautiful spring evening, guys. First of all, thank you to Andrew and Brian and Colin, Conan, Jamesy, Paul, and anybody else that got back to me there just with requests, with following up on Galaxy Quest there in terms of favourite movies. There was quite a lot of interesting conversation that ranged through from Magic Movie to discussion of classic French movies from the 50s, and reference from Jamesy and others on the Star Trek paraphernalia, and how the geeks have inherited the Earth. So tonight, subsequent to that then, since we're joining each other, a nice couple in the garden, what came up on TV the other night is by no means a favourite film, but it's certainly one of... It's a very, very interesting one to me. I hadn't seen it. It first came out... it came out in 1985. Legend. Directed by Ridley Scott and, of course, starring Tom Cruise and some girl with curly hair and rather dense eyebrows. And it's a really, really strange film, a very strange film. It starts off, of course, it's a fairy fantasy tale, and I was very interested in watching it, A, because I'm a big Ridley Scott fan, B, because I'm interested very much in the hero's journey and the mythical properties to that kind of fairy tale storytelling structure. It's one of the things that we're looking at in kind of the whole discipline of screenwriting, and in particular we go into that with $50 Film School in the screenwriting module. So yeah, that was another thing I was interested to watch it for. The cinematography is absolutely stunning in it, but before we get into some of that stuff, it opens with the most bizarre scene, which is basically the Muppets on the set of Alien. These kind of grotesque, demonic gargoyle things in this wonderfully kind of dismal and dank sort of grotto type affair, and you can clearly see, Alien written all over it. The great use of light and darkness, steam, murky kind of liquidy goop everywhere. It's straight out of Alien, and then we go into what can only be described. It could be described in many ways, but I'm going to describe it as a Timotei advert that's been dipped in lots of fluffy bits. And it goes on and on and on for about 25 minutes, 30 minutes, quite protracted first act, wherein this Dolly Bird's running around, little princess is running around this kind of shampoo commercial forest, and it's literally swimming in fluffy things. And I spent the whole time trying to work out, are these fluffy things supposed to be little bits of dandelion spores, or are they just fluffy things in their own right, in the realm of the magical kingdom, or are they supposed to be bits of snow? There seemed to be no real continuity to the seasons in that particular sequence, and perhaps I'm just missing the point. But I mean, there's a sequence where the unicorns run down this river, and the thing is just screaming at you, "Look how beautiful I am!" And it's really quite extraordinary. You wouldn't have to know you're looking at, one of the greatest commercials directors, kind of working within. Then, sort of moving up into the big Hollywood mega blockbuster movie. And then we go into this kind of really interesting period in the film where we meet these leprechauns who are marvellous. And it's funny because the Irish, like many people, I think legitimately don't like being stigmatised and stereotyped. But I think our inferiority complex is such that, if we see a stereotype of ourselves on the movies, I think we're quite chuffed actually to be featuring it all. And we're going, oh look, it's leprechauns, aren't they great? And this from the proposed director of Vampires vs. Leprechauns. So we're paying, special attention on that basis alone. But as the film progresses, oh yes, there's one other disturbing thing. There's a preponderance of shots which seem to feature Tom Cruise's sort of crotch as he's squatting down with nay but a loincloth to protect us from the mystical orbs that lie underneath, and that was just a little bit too disturbing. There was far too much of that going on. But notwithstanding, as the story progresses, the film got more and more interesting, and visually just got really, really splendid as the protagonists moved deeper into the kind of mystical dark forest and towards this inevitable confrontation with with their nemesis. Now we know all this stuff from kind of like 3-act structure in the hero's journey, Joseph Campbell mythology anyway, that this is kind of inevitable. But how it was done was so beautiful, because the cinematography in it was literally like Greg Tolan's work in Citizen Kane, and then you're taking that and kind of marrying it to the whole kind of aesthetic of Blade Runner and Alien, and you've got this just absolutely astoundingly wonderful looking film. Add to that a genuinely frightening Tim Curry as a sort of Lucifer. The costumes, the makeup in the film are just simply marvellous. And that to me was the joy of the film, just this kind of exuberance to the visuals that was just so rich. Now, Ridley Scott apparently has talked about having many, many layers to his mise-en-scène, to the content of the frame. So there's foreground elements, background elements, the shot goes on and on and on into the depth of the plane. There's lots of mist, steam, lots of varied textures and beams of light, and it really is a visual delight. So I'm mentioning it only really just to kind of like pass the time with you dudes over a cup of tea. Sports Direct. The Sports Direct mug is brought to you by Sports Direct in association with the $50 Film School. No, it's not. But yeah, have you seen it, and what are your thoughts on the film? It really is quite a strange film, quite a strange movie. So next time I'll get back to you with a few more thoughts on favourite films as such, but certainly ones that strike me as strange or interesting or particularly unpleasant or worthy of commentary in any shape or form or discussion with you guys. Expect to see me blathering away. So in the meantime, please do comment, share, thumb up and subscribe. And I am beavering away, rendering as we speak, further terabytes of content for $50 Film School. So thanks very much for watching, and at the risk of offending our atheist chums who are watching, God bless, but I mean that in the most theologically neutral and inoffensive way and accommodating manner I can possibly manage. Okay guys, so thanks very much for, it's so bright, thanks very much for watching, take it easy, speak soon, bye.